Hi, this is KeatonCar89 with another one of my videos. This one is for a portable, big fun arcade classics from Midway. This is Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat, handheld, age 13 and up, as you can see. 90s gameplay, well, that remains to be seen. Now, I've taken it out of the box to have a look at it, but I haven't yet sat down and really had an in-depth think about what I'm going to say in this video, so we'll have a look at it on the fly. I'll scroll around the box, and as you can see by the side paneling, the side art is not accurate to the Mortal Kombat 1 arcade machine that this is based on. I'm guessing because that's likeness rights with the actor who played Johnny Cage that featured on the Mortal Kombat 1 side art. I think it was Daniel Pacina. And I'll scroll around onto the back. And as you can see, select your fighter and battle opponents in one-on-one timed matches. Drain your opponent's health bar to win each round. The first to win 2 rounds wins the match. Play a finishing move to hear the famous words, "Finish him." Right, okay, well this last one's a bit of a sticking point apparently, but we'll have a look at it. As you can see, the bottom of the box, Midway Arcade Classics. Pretty sad that Midway is not around anymore. So we'll open the box. It's number 15 in the Arcade Classics line by Basic Fun, and we'll have a look. Right, here we have it out of the box. I'll give you the dimensions first off. It sits at around 6.5 inches in height, and it is just over 3.5 inches across. The screen size is 2.5, excuse me, just under 2.5, and the depth of the screen, we'll say, is around the sort of same. Yeah, so there you go. It's a 6-button layout with a 4-point cross-axis joystick. Now, I've seen on other videos on YouTube that have featured this, and I will give my thoughts on this, that this isn't actually the way it plays, the way the buttons are laid out. You have the 6 buttons, which are a punches, kicks, blocks, start button. Now, what they don't tell you, and if this is a saving on the part of manufacturer, is that the start and both block buttons are connected. They all do the same thing. They're all connected. So if you press the start button, it'll do exactly the same as when you press the block buttons. They're not separated on the circuit board, so it's not truly 6-button at all. And it's hampered by that, I believe. There is potential with modding this to make it a true 6-button. You could do things like Street Fighter, high punch, low punch, medium punch, high punch, low kick, medium kick, high kick, that kind of thing. You know, there's potential for this, but let's turn it on and have a look. Now, the intro says it's Midway Arcade Classics, and as you can see, the boot up screen has the Genesis version, which is the codes, the infamous code screen, where you could do the dullard code, I believe, to get the blood on this. It's actually been removed in this version, so you can't access the blood code at all. And as the sticking point said on the back of the box, you know, you can activate the move to hear the finish him. You can't actually do any fatalities in this game. It's been completely removed, even though it's just 13 plus. And I believe in the original Mortal Kombat game, by today's standards, it's very tame in the Mortal Kombat 1 and could have been put through as a correct ROM. I'll light cycle through the intro screen. Being the Genesis version, there's no full motion video in the character bios as there is in the arcade machine. And I'll let it cycle through some gameplay for you. As you can see, full motion graphics, no kind of distortion on it. It is basically a modified Genesis ROM. I was very surprised to see that this features Acclaim as one of the publishers of the game. I think that is basically, they were the original coders of the Genesis version, and the code has been subsequently modified, but they still have to give the original code team and the original publisher credit for this. Now, based on the home versions of these retro consoles, the actual movements on screen very fluid and really impressive compared to things like the world's smallest, which is still basically locked into the late 70s, early 80s of the arcade boom. So there's no real scaling versions like the Sega machines of the mid 80s and the early 90s. So this is basically the first chance you'll get to play something modernish. I mean, Street Fighter, yes, okay, but that's in the bigger arcades. But let's focus our attention on Mortal Kombat. Sorry to meander. No lit marquee on this, which I think is a bit of a letdown. I would have paid extra to have a lit marquee. Only a single speaker. Very tinny, very distorted. I think there was potential, and in modding, as you can see here, there are solid plastic where you could actually sort of Dremel and put speakers in here to make it proper stereo rather than a single mono. That maybe might free up some room to put a lit marquee in there. This is a machine I do intend to mod and basically put the arcade code using a Raspberry Pi 3, which will fit inside the system. You have two volume controls, which is low and very, 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 very loud. As you can see by the increase, is very distorted. But it mustn't be undersold. This for $20, which was the US price, it's about I'd say 15 to 20 to import it, so around about £35 to £40 to get it in the UK, unless you can find somewhere like Game or a company that imported it and sells it in the store. But I think it would still be at a higher price, maybe it's sort of like £25 to £30. But let's actually have a quick go and see what we can do on this. We'll go straight into a game. So start button, have the option of the 5 characters, excuse me, 5, listen at me, 7 characters. We'll start with Johnny Cage, being as the Mortal Kombat 1 is his sort of arcade machine. Again, block button starts it rather than the punches or kicks. The tower, and we'll start off with Sonya. First round won just by punches. I haven't played this version before, so really kind of, getting my bearings on what you can do as far as special moves go. Now, as you saw, finisher came up on screen. I wouldn't actually be able to perform a fatality move. The game simply doesn't allow it. It's not been coded to allow it. So I think that is a very strong failing of the Mortal Kombat home version that we have here. That's basically what the game was built along, really, is the fatalities, and has continued to this day. The level of fatalities obviously has drastically got more grown up and more adult as people have grown up with Mortal Kombat. But basically, as a small single item for a cheap price, it's worth the money, I will say. It's nice to have it as a novelty. I will be modding it to make it more accessible with the Raspberry Pi and you know, the arcade Raspbian, I believe it is, which is or Retro Pi, whatever it's called, to have the original arcade code, and I will get the buttons modified so it's independently 6-buttoned machine. But I really do recommend this system for the price, but it has limitations and a great letdown not being able to perform the fatalities that this game series is known for. But anyway, that's my open review of this system. I am glad to have it, but it does have some shortcomings that really, you know, would need addressing for it to be an essential purchase. It is viewed as a novelty more than a dedicated you must buy this. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next video, where I'll be doing another couple of the Super Impulse world's smallest arcade machines. Take care. Please like, share and subscribe.